So you know that soccer IQ is very important, but you're not sure how to get better at it. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some ideas and tips in order to increase your soccer IQ. Hey, what's up guys? Dave here from SimplySoccer, where we help you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. And on this channel, we release daily soccer tips, technique, and training videos, all designed to help you do just that. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon so you don't miss any new videos from us or live streams. So we all know that soccer IQ is important. When we think of soccer IQ, we think of players like Pirlo and Xavi and Scholes and players who are able to think 2 or 3 moves ahead and read the game better than anyone else. In fact, I think that all high-level professionals, if you think of some of the best players in the world, all have, incredible soccer IQ. Luckily, we can actually develop our own so that we have better soccer IQ, which will benefit us in matches. So in this video, I'm just going to give you some ideas that you can use in your own game in order to help your own soccer IQ. Number 1 is one of the easiest and probably simplest, and it's simply watch a lot of high-level pro matches. Whether this is La Liga, the Premier League, the German Bundesliga, whether it's international tournaments, whether it's the Champions League, the Europa League, or whatever, the more matches you watch and the more you analyze these matches, the more familiar you're going to get with what are good plays, what are bad plays, what the player should have done in certain situations, and what they should have avoided. You'll also get feedback from most of the commentators if you're watching it in your native tongue, and that way you can be like, okay, that was a good play, register that. That was a bad play in that situation, register that. And the more you analyze these games and watch them and watch the best of the best playing, the more you'll get familiar with what's good, what's bad, what good decision making looks like, and what poor decision making looks like. And make sure while you're watching games, you are analyzing it. If a player makes a bad pass or a mistake or takes the wrong option, think to yourself, what would have been a better option? And then answer that question for yourself. Same when they do something well, ask yourself, why did they do that? How did that work? How did they come to that conclusion? And answer those questions so you get a better idea of what's going on in that player's head and why they do certain things. It's pretty useless unless you actually implement it. And in this case, we're talking about match experience. If you don't have your own experience and reference points from your own matches to call upon, it's going to be hard to know what to do in certain situations. I mean, if you ever watch a professional match and commentators will go on and on about a player's experience and how, oh, they're bringing him on because he has great experience and he knows how to close out a match. They're essentially talking about this player has good soccer IQ because they've been a professional for a long time, have played a lot of professional matches, and know what to do in certain situations over maybe like an 18, 19, or 20-year-old wonder kid who might do something rash in that situation, or might go for goal when they should be taken into the corner flag or something of that nature. The more matches you play and the more of your matches you analyze after you play, going over what you did wrong, what you did well, going over what you could do better, the more your soccer IQ is going to increase because your awareness is going to increase. As your awareness gets better, you start becoming more familiar with what you're doing well, what you're not doing well. You start seeing that you had more options in certain situations, or you see that I did that right, I should continue to do that. But the more you analyze your own matches, which means you have to be involved in a lot of matches, the better you're going to get at decision making, which is going to improve your soccer IQ. You're going to get better at other stuff as well, but I think one of the biggest things you will improve by analyzing your matches is decision making. So make sure you're playing as much as you can. Get involved in as many matches as you can. Play 11v11 as much as you can. Get involved in some leagues, even if they're kind of casual leagues. Obviously, you want to be playing at a high level, but you want to be playing often as well. And make sure you're analyzing how you do. If you have a bad game, that's fine. Admit it, but don't just have a bad game and get angry about it. Analyze the match. Take something away from that bad game that you can use to become better. Okay, third one, and I'm not going to cover too much on this because it's very simple, is just gain some general soccer knowledge overall. Learn more about the game. Learn about what's going on in different leagues. Learn about different players. Kind of immerse yourself in the soccer world because that's going to improve your soccer IQ as well. You'll be surprised how kind of general knowledge will come about and help you improve on the pitch just when you get more involved on kind of just the world of soccer. Now, this is not the biggest tip. This won't help you the most, but I still think it's a good idea to kind of immerse yourself within what's going on in the soccer world. Things like, what players are on which teams, things like what leagues, which teams are doing well. And this just gives you a better idea of what players to look at, to watch, what teams to watch on, when you're watching matches and things of this nature. But I always recommend having a good general knowledge of the sport is something you should do. So the fourth thing, and another great thing to do, which is kind of similar to watching matches on TV or online or whatever, is watching player highlights. Now let me just make sure I'm very clear about this. I'm not talking about looking up maybe Zlatan Ibrahimovic 2016 and watching a 7-minute highlight video, because that's not going to teach you too much. Those are cool, and you get to see all of Zlatan's best highlights, but even better is typing in Zlatan Ibrahimovic versus. And what that's going to bring up are games that he's been involved in and every single touch he's taken in that game. And why this is better is because if you watch a highlight video, you'll get on of his tricks, his skills, his great goals, but it's not telling the whole story. Football isn't just the goals, it's not the skills, it's not, all the crazy flicks. A lot happens outside of that. You watch a versus match or an individual highlights of him, you'll see that there are many times when he makes runs, gets the ball, and passes it right back. You'll see there's many times where he just holds the ball and passes it back. You'll see there's many times he loses the ball. But this starts to give you a better idea of, decision making, of what happens in the match, and also it's not media bias. And what I mean is, it's not just showing you his best highlights, it's showing you everything unedited so you can really see what is involved in a match. And that's why I think it's, it's really important, although it's fun and I still do it, to look up like a player's season highlights or a player's best moments. I think it's more beneficial to look up a player's individual game highlights and all the touches they take. Then you can analyze their matches and go, what could have Zlatan done in that situation to do better? Or, wow, that was a very good play. What did he do right there that I can, take away and start applying to my own games? I think you get the picture though, so make sure if you are going to look up highlights, you're looking up individual game highlights for players and not just their best moments. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple other little tips that I think can help, and one is analyze and journal. Now, I kind of mentioned this a little bit in match experience, but you need to be analyzing your matches and your practices and your training, and then you don't have to necessarily journal, but log your results. That's one of the best ways for you to become aware of where you are. Your soccer IQ is going to improve the more aware you are of where you are right now, so what your level is, the more aware of what you can do right now, and the more aware of where you want to go. Because if you're not aware of the mistakes you're making, or you're not kind of putting them in your mind and thinking about them and analyzing them and going over what you can improve, it's going to be hard for you to improve. So don't be the player who shies away from the mistakes they make and tries to put them all the way out of your mind. Don't let them affect you in a negative way, but just take them. And there's an example. I played in a match very recently where I had a very subpar match, and I was a little upset, but then I reminded myself to just analyze it, take what I did wrong, look at it, how can I improve that area in my training so that I can prevent that from happening in the future, and then move forward. But you need to be analyzing these matches, and I did journal about it. I went over, I wasn't happy about this, and this. This was okay, but still needs work. I should try incorporating this more into practice, so, so I can fix this, whatever it may be. But that is really going to help with things like your decision making. It's going to help you tweak your training so that you're doing better in matches as well and not making as many mistakes. So really think about analyzing your matches and your practices, like your team practices. You can go over how you did in those. And that way you're just more aware of the mistakes you're making, the bad decisions you're making, and the good ones, so that you can then practice the things you need to be practicing in order to avoid those in the future. And just being aware of those also will help you in game situations, because maybe you'll be in the same situation you were in the last match you have where you made a bad decision, and this time you can remember that and make a different decision, which will hopefully be the right one. Okay, and final thought, and this one won't apply for all of you because, not everyone can do this, but record your matches if you can. If you can find someone to record your matches and then you can go over the tape, this is very helpful. And professional players do this all the time. Professional coaches, will, I think a lot of the times will show their team previous performances and where they can do better. And it's really different, and I can tell this from personal experience because I've recorded matches, I've seen matches played back. It's really different seeing your match from a distance than it is from being in the moment. You can really see, wow, I didn't know it went that way. I didn't know I made that mistake. I didn't know I was doing this. It allows you to see more of the mistakes you're making and what you're doing well, and the things that you need to improve. So if you have the ability to do so, definitely try and record as many of your matches as you can, because then you can analyze those matches and then go over what are the poor decisions I'm making, what are the mistakes I'm making, what do I need to improve the most. And this is all going to contribute to your soccer IQ, because again, it's just increasing that level of awareness that you have about your own mistakes, your own positive things that you're doing, and the things you need to work on. Okay guys, so those are just some ideas that can help you improve your soccer IQ. Obviously, soccer IQ is something that takes time. Like anything else, you can't just, expect that, immediately you're gonna have a better soccer IQ. Like I told you, it's through experience, it's through doing these things often, and there are definitely other ways to increase it as well. But these are just some of my favorite ways to kind of just build your awareness up or increase your awareness so that you can increase and improve your soccer IQ. Okay guys, so question of the day is, out of everything I went over in this video, which one do you need to start working on the most? And tell me why as well in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure you share this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and like it. Remember, also click that bell notification, or icon I should say, because it will notify you every time we release a video and a live stream, which we are doing a lot more. In fact, we will have a live stream tomorrow, Friday. I'll have the details in the comments. Okay, so once again, guys, thank you. I'll have 2 videos come up on the screen to help you even further. Remember to come back at actually 3 p.m. tomorrow, but usually it's 5 p.m. for regular videos. Remember, this is Simply Soccer, where we're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.